What's up guys? Today I'm here at my friend Shane's house with his 2018 STI behind me, and today we're going to be installing the ProLightz Morimoto XB LED Foglight kit on his STI. As you guys know, the STI doesn't come with the option of factory fog lights, so we're doing that through the ProLightz kit that they've put together to install it on the STI. So let's go take a quick look at what's included in the box, and then we'll look at some of the tools we're going to be needing to do the install. Alright guys, so taking a closer look at what's in the box here. So you open it up, you've got your ProLightz decals here, put those aside. And then we got this is the left-hand bezel, goes around the fog light. And then this is the right side. And then the two Morimoto Foglights. And then lastly, all of the wiring. Let's take a quick look at one of the Morimoto Foglights. Alright guys, quick look at some of the tools we're going to need. A few pliers, some flathead screwdrivers, flashlight so you can see what you're doing under there, and then some different sockets and wrenches. You need the 10mm for some of the bolts around the top of the bumper, and then those screwdrivers to help with getting off some of the tabs beneath the bumper. So now we're going to get started with removing the bumper. Alright guys, so we're going to get started with removing the bumper. Like previously we've done, there's the bolts on the top and then some of the pop clips on the bottom. So go ahead and get started with removing those and taking off the front bumper. As always guys, don't forget to undo the negative battery terminal, just for safety. Alright guys, so next what we're going to do is go ahead and actually remove both of the OEM bezels from the bumper. Do that on both sides. There are some clips in behind here. You just have to push down on them. Start with the top one and then carefully pull this off. Alright guys, now what we want to do is just take the new Foglight bezel and clip it into place. It should just slide right in, OEM fit. Alright guys, next up what we're going to do is actually mount the fog light, which is going to be very simple. So in the kit from ProLightz is some hardware. This is OEM Subaru hardware, so it's these little clips and then the mounting screws. You do 2 screws and 2 clips on each side. And the way that works, as you can see here, is where the screws would go, and on this side is where the fog light just kind of stays. So it goes like this, and then you just mount the screws. So we're going to get the hardware set up and then get the fog lights installed into place. Make sure you put them right side up. Alright guys, now that we've got the fog lights installed on the bumper with the bezels, everything's set up. Now all we have to do is wire everything up. So go and grab that wiring harness that ProLightz includes with the kit. So now with the wiring harness, let's go get started. Alright guys, so with the wiring harness here, we've got 3 wires that need to run up to near the battery in the fuse box. One's a battery positive connection, one's a negative ground connection, and then we've got a fuse tap, which also has a negative ground connection on it. And then on the other end of the harness, we've got 2 outputs, one to each of the fog lights. So first thing we're gonna do is mount the relays somewhere here secure. This is where we are choosing, right on this frame here. And we've just got a zip tie gone through there. And we're gonna mount this just using the zip tie to secure it and hold it there in place tightly. Alright, so then we've got all the wires that are going to go up to the battery. We've got the one connection here for this fog light. Then we just tucked that one wire along the bottom, ran it across, and then it comes out right here for this fog light. Alright guys, so now all we have to do is finish up connecting everything. So we've got one wire here for the battery negative, it's labeled. We've got another wire here for the battery positive, also labeled. And then on this end we have an ATA fuse, which we're going to be connecting into our fuse box. And then we've got a ground, which we're going to connect up here. So let's go ahead and pop off the fuse box. So you can refer to the back of the fuse panel here to see which fuse is which. We're going to be tapping up into this green 30 fuse here, which is our low beam fuse. So get the fuse removal tool here and just pull that fuse out. And then we're going to put that fuse into the ATA fuse, like that. And then we're going to connect that fuse right back into that spot. Alright guys, next up we're going to connect this ground. We're going to connect it right onto this wire here where there's already a ground. So just go and loosen this bolt. Make sure to do this before you put that fuse door back on, otherwise you can't really access it. Put the fuse panel door back on top. So next guys, what we're going to do is put the positive battery connection onto the positive battery here. You can see on this side. Try and get it to come in the same direction as the other wires. That way we can keep it underneath that. Now what we're going to do is just connect the negative battery, which is labeled here, right onto the negative battery connection. Alright guys, now once you've got everything wired up and all your wiring in place, it wouldn't be a bad idea to test the connection first. Then we can go and proceed with putting the bumper back on if everything works. Alright guys, now if everything's working, you can go ahead and put your bumper back on, get everything back installed, tidy up any wiring that's behind there, and you're good to go. Alright guys, that's how to install the Morimoto Foglights on the 2018 STI here behind me from ProLightz. The overall install is pretty straightforward and it took us just under 2 hours to complete. Everything's completely plug and play and the wiring harness is all ready to go, so you don't have to worry about that. If you guys like to check out the Morimoto Foglights from ProLightz, you can head on over to www.prolightz.com, or I'll have a link to these exact Foglight kits in the description of this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below, and thank you so much for watching.